Hello everyone, and today I'm teaching you how to drive a manual car. I'm not a professional driver, I just got experience and I'm sharing some of that with you. So let's start with the pedals. There are 3 pedals in every manual car. The one on the very left will be your clutch, on the middle is your brake, and on the right happens to be your throttle. Now let's spend some time on our gauge cluster. On the middle is your speedometer, and on the right will be your tachometer. And the tach is what you really have to pay attention on if you're driving a manual car. And then let's move to the shifter. So this is how a shifter will look like in most of the manual cars. Usually it's got a pattern on it, like an instruction, and just do what it says. Every time you want to shift, you have to put the clutch in. So, clutch in, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. That's it. And by the way, there's one more gear that's not shown on this pattern, and that would be neutral. And actually, I am in neutral right now. It's easy to tell that you're in neutral because when you're in neutral, your shift knob can wiggle around like this. So every time you want to make sure if you're in neutral or not, wiggle your shifter. If it shakes, then it's perfect, it's in neutral. So if you want to drive manual car, you're gonna know what your car is going on. So we start out by finding the engagement point, or someone call it biting point, of a manual car. Actually, this is an easy way to find your biting point, but it wears the clutch, so I'm just gonna do it once. Apply the parking brake, clutch in, first gear, flip your throttle and hold it in a certain RPM, like this. You hold it, and what you're doing is you slowly let go of the clutch, and you will find a certain moment that your RPM start to drop. That's where your biting point is. Now, actually, you're ready to drive. So, how to let your car go from a stop? It's really not that hard. All you have to do is clutch in, first gear, and this time I want you to hold at 1500 RPM, and then release the clutch to the biting point where you just found. And you'll see your RPM is dropping again. That means your car is ready to go. Then let go of the parking brake and your car should move. Okay, so now you can move your car like easily. Now you may wonder if your foot should be at the biting point all the way when you're driving. No, and absolutely not. Your RPM will drop as you release your clutch, but from a certain point, your RPM will rise up back to 1500 if you hold your throttle properly. By then, you can release the clutch all the way out and rest your left foot on the death pedal. So I'm gonna do it once. Now clutch in, first gear, 1500 RPM, let go of the clutch to the biting point, parking brake off, and you're going, and your RPM went back up, release the clutch. So now you can make your car go. The next mission for you will be stop your car. And that's way more easier than making it go. All you have to do is make sure your car is slowing down as you release the throttle, and then clutch in, brake, and put it into neutral, and you have a full stop. So again, first gear, throttle, release, you're going. Let your foot off the throttle, your car should slow down. If it's slow enough, clutch in, brake, put into neutral, and you have a full stop. So going from first to second is not that hard as well. The general rule of shifting is when your RPM goes too high, you want to upshift. When your RPM is too low, you want to downshift, and that's it. So first gear, I'm rolling. and I see the RPM is going too high, clutch in, second gear, throttle, release the clutch, and you're in second gear. Third gear will be the same idea. So let's see if we have an opening road here. The RPM is going too high. Clutch in, third gear, throttle, release the clutch, and you're in third gear. Boom. So the theory behind shifting is that you want to make your RPM to stay in a certain range that is sweetest for your engine. Take my car for example, it is around 1500 to 2500. If your RPM is lower than that, then your car may start to vibrate. You'll feel your engine is pulling your car hard. If you're over that range, your car will vibrate as well and making a really big noise. And so, those are the basics for driving a manual car. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!